name is Christine Rosenkrantz, and I am a PhD farmer, wife, mother of one, and author and publisher. And I have a new project I would like to share with you. This project, or book, is called Gardening with Kids, Growing Happier and Healthier Together Through Organic Gardening. And it's something that's kind of a lifelong project that I want to share with you guys. I've been interested in gardening forever. We've been homesteading for the last 5 years, moving around to different places and finally settling into a nice, comfortable rhythm here in Tennessee. And I had a little bit of time to write down some 109 pages of information to share with families, with kids. And I hope that it's not only informational for the kids, but that the parents learn something along the way. So I'm just going to go over some of the stuff in here so you guys can see if maybe you would be interested in purchasing it on Amazon or getting the ebook, downloading it. Very well priced. It's on pre-sale currently. And the things that we are going to be covering are, so here's my little table of contents. Looking at what your goals are. That's how you want to start any project. What are your goals? What do you want to get out of this? So of course you want your kids to be learning about gardening, but why? What do you want them to get from it? Do you want them to eat healthier? Maybe you have some children who don't like to eat vegetables. I've heard it said once or twice that some kids don't like them, don't like veggies, don't like broccoli, don't like anything, will only eat French fries. I've seen that. So is that one of your goals, to get your kids to eat healthier? And if so, organic gardening is going to be the way to go. The other things that we'll be covering in this book are garden planning. So what do you do, after you have your goals? What do you do in order to make those goals a reality? So what's your soil? What's your water conditions? What's your frost date? What's your USDA hardness zone? How does the sun hit your backyard? Are you south facing? Are you north facing? So we're going to deal with all of those things to get you started on your path. And after you have your plan and you have your goals set out, we're going to talk about what plants you're going to be growing, where you're going to be putting them, how to source seeds, how to source organic seed starter, fertilizer, how to engage in organic pest control. So one of the key aspects of this book is you're growing with your kids. You guys are going to be outside, you're going to be touching the plants, you're going to be applying, fertilizers and pest control, weed killers, all of that stuff with your kids. And a lot of these things have been shown to increase your risk of certain cancers, and a lot of them are really detrimental to your gut biome. That's another thing that we go over. So if you can imagine anything that was designed specifically to kill bugs, and some of these had more nefarious purposes in the past, to kill bugs will also kill the good bacteria in your gut and will lead to some issues later on down the road. And that's something that you can teach your kids along with the gardening. It's not just about one life skill, it's going to be about a whole set of life skills that your kids are going to learn, you're going to learn, they're going to pass down to your kids. And for this reason, I say this book is going to help you to become a good ancestor. So we're going to cover all of that stuff. We're going to cover maintenance, watering, how to water, when to water. And I know that seems kind of silly, how to water, but some people, I would say the easiest fix, if you have you don't have a green thumb, is to just make sure that you're watering right and fertilizing and doing all that good stuff like mulching. That's going to help you in the long term. So maintenance, how to prune, everything. And then we're even going to go over the good stuff like how to harvest and what to do with your harvest. I don't want to leave you guys hanging. You're going to have all these pumpkins. You're going to have more squash than you know what to do with, and you're going to be thinking, why did I even grow one squash instead of, 6 squash plants, which took over everywhere? We're gonna deal with that too. So hopefully this is a book that you'll find hilarious, engaging, educational, informational, and something that will help you and your kids to learn about organic gardening. In addition to all of the material that I'm going over in the book and the lovely pictures, there are details for you to start your own gardening journal and for your kids to have their own gardening journal so you can keep track of what you're doing during the course of the year. And I kind of think of it as something that could be just totally supplemental to a homeschooling or additional like extra credit, extracurricular home activity that you can keep a record of. So my hope is that over the course of a year, while you're developing your garden, planting out your seeds, harvesting, pruning, watering, maintaining, and all of that good stuff, you're keeping track of the things that grew well, the things that didn't do so well, and maybe some oversight that you had, some burst of inspiration that you want to remember that you can input into your growing season for the next year. It happens all the time. You'll fall in love with a plant and you'll be like, all right, I'm gonna grow this one next year. And then there's gonna be other plants that you're like, you know what? We tried so hard. We really wanted to grow X. And then you can look at the growing conditions that maybe weren't so amenable to that growing situation for that particular plant. But it doesn't mean to give up. It just means that you pivot to the path of joy and say, okay, maybe this particular variety of, kale didn't work out, but I can grow baby kale, so we'll try that out for next year. So all of this stuff is going to go in here, and I'm going to make sure that I keep up on my social media and post additional content maybe in preparation for the next book, Gardening with Teens. Ooh, just kidding. Gardening with Teens. So subscribe, follow me on this journey, and buy my book on Amazon, buy the ebook if that's your reading preference. And I hope to provide you with years of material and education that you can share with your kids and your kids can share with their kids. And you can become a fantastic ancestor. Gardening with Kids, Growing Healthier and Happier Together Through Organic Gardening by Christine Rosenkrantz.